Hi guys, welcome back to the Big Sew Along. I'm Ginny and I'm very happy that you're here. Today I really just have a little bit of a catch up and a little bit of a planning thing for you today. So in light of the fact that I came down with shingles a week ago, I did not get a lot of sewing done this past week, and coming up this coming week, a week from today, a week from when you see this, will be Thanksgiving here in the US, which is a big holiday for us. And I will be busy with that. And then following that, obviously, we have Christmas in about a month. So a lot of my time will be taken up with more Christmas projects, actually. But meanwhile, so next week I won't be here. It's Thanksgiving here in the US, and I will not be having a video next week. The week after that, I will be back. And then from then until through January 1st, I will not be posting every week. I will probably be posting every other week, but I definitely won't be able to do it every week. So my schedule will be a little bit off for the next month, which is a little over a month, actually, the holiday season. Anyways, just wanted to give you a heads up in terms of what I have been doing, which is honestly just not that much. I did make a Frankie top and a pair of Frankie pants. I made them in a stretch velvet with I don't know, is that like an embossed stretch velvet? It's got that print sort of burnt into it or whatever. Anyways, that stretch velvet is not my favorite fabric. I picked that from, I got that from Haberman's locally, because it was less expensive than the velvet that I really want, and I wanted to try the Frankie in a velvet and make sure that I liked it before I spent $30 a yard on the velvet that I really want. Well, I'm not quite done with it, so I don't have anything to show you, but I really like it, and I will definitely get the velvet that I wanted. This one, I mean, I like it well enough. I just, the stretch velvet is just not my favorite thing. Although it's pretty and it was inexpensive and it looks nice. I don't know what it is. Anyways, so I will be working on another Frankie over the next couple of weeks. The pants on the Frankie, I ended up cutting a size large and using 1/2 inch seam allowances. So just be sure you measure that pattern before you cut it out if you haven't made it before. There's a little narrow in the hips and obviously the waist because it's cut straight up and down. Narrower at least than most of my Tina Gibbons pants, considerably smaller, narrower than the Plinkas, which is my standard size. The top I made in a straight medium and it was perfectly fine. There was nothing to do there. I also started working on a shirt from one of my Japanese sewing books. That it's a Nani Iro book, and I'll put a picture of it up here for you. I got this book from Pomodoro24 on Etsy, and I will leave a link to her shop below. I'm sure she probably still has it, but I will also leave a link. If I can find it on Amazon, I'll leave you a link there for the book itself. Also, though, the shirt I made is a really cool, I'll show you a picture of it here, is sort of like a grandpa shirt, only it's pretty oversized. I guess all grandpa shirts would be kind of oversized, but anyways, there is a free version of this shirt on the Coca website, and if I can relocate that free pattern for you, I will link it below. That is a pattern that they give you dimensions for and pretty clear instructions, and you just draw the pattern out yourself. Now, it's in Japanese, so if you don't have a working knowledge of Japanese, you need a working knowledge of how to put a placket front shirt together. Otherwise, this pattern won't do you any good. But I will link it below just so you have it. I think the only difference between the one in the book and the one that is free on the Coca website, I'm almost positive that it's the same shirt, as in the same designer and everything. If it's not, it's very, very close. The main differences are that the one in the book comes in sizes, and the one on the free one is only one size, and the one in the book has two really big breast pockets, which I opted to not use anyway, and the one on the Coca website does not have that. But while you're there, look around, because the Coca website has some other that's Coca fabrics, just so I'm clear, because I know I said that a few times and I said it really fast. Coca, Kokka fabrics, but I'll link it below. They have a number of other free patterns on their website. They have some aprons and bags. They have some really cute little children's things. A lot of them, most of them, I think, are actually all just the diagrams and Japanese instructions. However, for most of them also, they are very, very simple. And so if you have experience putting things together, you can do it yourself without any problem. Just using the drawings and diagrams that they have, no problem. Okay, so that's it for what I have been working on. Aside from a few Christmas projects that I'm working on, I am going to, over the next couple of weeks, try to get my wardrobe sorted out. I feel like I've gotten a lot of stuff stuck in my closet, and unfortunately, even though I really love my projects I've been working on here with you guys for the last few months, I tend to have a lot of things that I don't wear because I don't have anything to wear them with. So I'm seriously lacking in some basics. One of those basics is t-shirts. I like to wear a t-shirt over a lot of my slips, or sometimes under one of my bigger tunicky dresses, but mostly I like a t-shirt like the one I'm wearing today, which is the Skullduggery t-shirt from, this is from the Sewing Revival. And again, I'll link it below, but if you haven't been to her site, you should definitely check it out. She has some very login look friendly patterns. This particular t-shirt has a grown-on sleeve to like right about here, and then a sleeve addition to make it longer. So it also is really good if you're scrap busting, because there are plenty of ways to use different fabrics in this t-shirt. I made this one back in the spring. I'm going to make this again. This is a really good shape for me, and it's a really easy make, and I'm not a huge fan of making t-shirts because I'd rather be doing other things. So I want something that's quick and easy, but that looks nice, and this is my go-to for that. The other pattern I have from her, from the same company, is, I think it's called the Fantail shirt and sweatshirt. For some reason, I'm having trouble accessing their website right now, so I can't tell you for sure what it is. But I have made it several times before. I made it, I think, 3 or 4 times back in the spring. It's another really standard go-to for me. It's really cute. It's very simple to make. Just so you know, though, if you're in the U.S. or like anywhere else, her patterns are in, I can't remember if it's Australian or New Zealand monetary system, but it's not US. So be sure you do the conversion before you freak out, because I think the patterns look like they're $16 or something like that. They're actually less than that, because the US conversion is, when you convert to US, it's less than Australian or New Zealand or whatever they're actually in on the webpage. Anyways, those are the 2 things I'll be working on in terms of casual t-shirt, sweatshirt type things to go over some of my other garments. I am also going to be working on one of my least favorite things to make, bras and underpants. I'm not a big fan of making bras and underpants. I don't like all the fidgety little details. I don't like working with the hooks and eyes and all of that shenanigans. However, I do find when I make my own bras, they tend to fit me better, and I can have them in the fabrics that I want them in, which are usually cotton jersey. So I am going to make a couple pairs just because I'm in sort of desperate need at the moment. I have taken to wearing more like a jog bra kind of thing. I have a couple here to show you. The first one is from Rad Patterns, and it is called Lucky Lingerie. And this little bralette, jog bra thing, I've made several times. I really like it. It's a little more complicated just because it's got this twisty front thing, so you have to be careful that you're not mixing things up. But aside from that, it's really easy to make. I have also made several pairs of her underpants. Those were also all really easy to make. I had no problems with the sizing or anything. The only thing is, I'll say about the bras, if you haven't made one like this before, you want to be careful about how firm your fabric is. If you get a fabric that's too firm, like a power mesh, the bra is going to be tighter, particularly around the rib cage. If you get one that isn't firm enough, like a real like slinky rayon-y jersey or something, it's not going to be tight enough to give you any support at all. This is the most supportive, like jog bra kind of pattern I've used in so far. It did take me a couple of times to make this before I got the fit quite right and figured out the fabric situation. But once I did, it's actually pretty easy to make, and it looks really cute on, and I like it. This time, I think I am going to try the Wardrobe by Me bralette, which is also another kind of, you know, I actually think I'm having a problem with my computer. I don't think it's these websites. I think it's my computer. Anyways, it's called the Wardrobe by Me bralette. Obviously, it's by Wardrobe by Me. That's a company. I'll link that below too. I have not made this one before, but it looks really simple. It's a pullover style with a seam down the center of the cup and spaghetti or straps. I like that. She also has a Love Yourself hipster, and that looks like something I would really like. If I'm feeling really industrious, I might even make my husband a pair of her boxer shorts for him out of some of my other fabrics. The other thing, that's the other reason I do like to make underwear, is because it gives me the opportunity to use up some of the fabrics that I otherwise would not use. And I have a lot of scraps. And so that's it for my plans. Aside from that, I'm planning on eating a lot for Thanksgiving. And that's it. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys is last week I talked to you a little bit. I said about I had this zero waste fashion design book that I had ordered. It came in, and it is called Zero Waste Fashion Design, and it is by somebody named Timo Reasonen and Holly McQuillan. It looks like this. I obviously butchered those names, but I will leave a link for this book down below. It was not inexpensive for a paperback book. But it's more like a textbook, so it wasn't expensive for that. I think it was about $35. This one is like 223 pages. It has some really, really cool stuff in here. I'll just give you a really quick rundown based on the index here, or table of contents. They have a preface, chapter on zero waste fashion design from history to now. Chapter 2 is pattern cutting as a fashion design tool. They have some different interviews in there, which were very interesting. Chapter 3 is zero waste fashion design, the basics. And this chapter, let's see, that's on page 84. Has some patterns that are already diagrammed out for you to use. Now, none of these are going to have actual pattern pieces. You don't really need them because they all look something like this. They all look like that, and essentially you're going to use the entire piece of fabric, and at the end of the day, you're going to end up with something that looks like that. Is the garment that I just showed you the pattern for, that jacket. So it's really pretty cool. And that one actually looks a little complicated to me. However, there are plenty in here that are not very complicated. This garment is really cool looking. Again, super simple. There are several other options in here. They have, I just want to show you this one last picture. There's one thing in here I think is really cool. And I don't think it looks difficult at all. Although if you're into something more complicated, there's a tailored jacket. Whoa, that's the pattern for the tailored jacket. Yeah, but I won't be making that anytime soon, but it's very, very cool. There's one other pattern here that I really love. This thing this is called the Trapeze Sleeveless Tunic by Holly McQuillan. And the end result looks like this. It's very, very cool. The description for how to make this is relatively simple. It is a full square piece of fabric. It's really cool. Okay, so that's it for there are a couple of pairs of pants in there that just look, one of them is just insane. One of them looks totally easy. It's got a gusset and 2 legs, easy. The other one is really insane. Anyway, we also have, after the that was Zero Waste Fashion Design, the basics. Chapter 4 is Zero Waste Fashion Design in CAD, and that's all about using digital design for zero waste, manufacturing in zero waste garments, zero waste fashion design getting started, and then again a bunch of and some interviews, a glossary, some references, and some other things. If you're at all interested in zero waste fashion, or if you're just interested in cutting your own patterns and doing some things that are a little more off the grid, this is totally a book you'll want to have. It's well worth every penny. I found it incredibly interesting and inspiring, and I have not tried anything in this book yet, but I most certainly will. Really, really cool stuff. So that is it for me this week, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. As I said, my videos after Thanksgiving, between Thanksgiving and Christmas or New Year's, will be a little less frequent and not necessarily always on Thursdays. So if you are interested in catching them, hit the notification bell down there someplace. And I will see you guys after Thanksgiving. Thanks so much. Have a great time and stay safe.